Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. My name is Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com. Got a really fun show for you this week. I'll tell you all about it in just a moment, and then we'll get into it. I just want to let you know, just really quickly, if you go to IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak, or local-outbreak, depending on how picky your browser is, if you have an older browser. You might find when you go there that we've done a little bit of streamlining, and we've simplified the show archive so that it's easier to find previous shows. And that'll be important in a moment when I explain to you why. So, and it's all alphabetical if you go to the archive page, so you can find, whoever our guest was. You can find by guest, anything, of course, the shows, we've been doing this for about 8.5 years now. Local Outbreak. So we've got a lot of shows, a lot of local music that we have featured. So again, IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak. You can find the full archive there. Just click the archive link, the icon, if you will, and it'll take you there to they're all there, going all the way back to the very beginning of Local Outbreak. So check that out. And you'll even be able to find the original interview that I did with the Pleasant Street Mafia, who is our featured artist this week. Several years ago now, I had the honor of sitting down with Joe and Stacy from the Pleasant Street Mafia, and it was a really fun interview, really fun time. I got to do it again at the end of last week. So in a moment, I'm going to play for you my interview with them, and I was not alone. I had a co-pilot for this one, the great Peter White. And if you don't know Peter, he's also a radio guy like me. He sat in the studio with me as well, and we interviewed the guys together, and it was a lot of fun having Pete there. So it was the four of us, and it was a really great conversation. So I'm excited to share that with you now, but first we're going to open it up with a track from the Pleasant Street Mafia, and this is my personal favorite of theirs. I love this. Every time I hear it, it gets stuck in my head for days afterward, and I can't get it out of my head. It's so catchy. Here it is. This is Pistol Whipped by the Pleasant Street Mafia to open up this week's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Life is a short, meaningless journey filled with emptiness and pain. Get all the pussy you can.
Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slut, yeah! From the juices of life, yeah! In the back of a cruiser with a Guggen Speedo tights. Well, the buckle end of the belt don't lie when you open your mouth at the wrong time. It's a lesson in life when you cross the line, you get pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill. Don't fuck with U.S. Marshals. Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill, but the cops still drove me home. Back when I was driving parole truck for a bad girl camp, rode 'em down to the carousel like a dink in a train link fence. If it ain't over the counter, it's gonna be under the table. Hey! When you find yourself in Loudon with anal witches on cable. Alright now. Well, the buckle end of the bell don't lie when you open your mouth at the wrong time. It's a lesson in life when you cross the line. You get pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill. Don't fuck with U.S. Marshals. Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill, but the cops still drove me home.
To Obama for the United Negro Coffee Fund, 'cause caffeine is a terrible thing to waste.
Come on, boy, put some cream in that. Well, the buckle end of the belt don't lie when you open your mouth at the wrong time. It's a lesson in life. When you cross the line, you get
Put some cream in that.
pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill. Don't fuck with U.S. Marshals. Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill, but the cops still drove me home. Here we go. Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill. Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill.
Put some cream in that.
Pistol whipped at the Capitol Grill, but the cops still drove me home.
Need some seed.
God, that is such a great song. It's so catchy. Pistol Whipped by the Pleasant Street Mafia. And without further ado, this is my interview along with Peter White, us talking with Joe and Stacy from the band Pleasant Street Mafia on Local Outbreak. We have Joe and Stacy from the band Pleasant Street Mafia. How are you guys?
Doing just great.
That was, of course, oh, you can pull that mic up, Joe. You're kind of far.
Okay.
Want to make sure we can hear you. That
right.
was, of course, Pistol Whipped by Pleasant Street
At
Mafia
the
to open the show.
Capitol Grill.
Yes, yes.
It's a little dated. That place doesn't exist anymore.
I was going to say, I remember the Capitol Grill, but only vaguely. They're fuzzy, distant memories.
It's now Tandy's.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I remember that place too when
Yeah.
we go to downtown Concord.
What kind of name is that? Tandy's.
Tandy's. Sounds like an old computer.
I mean,
a
is
Radio
it,
Shack.
It does. It sounds like a Tandy TRS or something, TRS 80.
Or a little mamby-pamby.
Right. That too. Well, there goes that Tandy's sponsorship. I
Right.
can tear that up now.
Good thing we're not in Concord.
I know. Yes. No one would care. No, you guys miss you miss the old Capitol Grill?
To a point.
Right. I think
sounds
I actually think I did. I think I may have done the Humpty dance at the Capitol Grill.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Well, so you really
I
miss
have
the
a lot of
Capitol Grill.
I have a lot of secrets.
You're no doubt wistful for the Capitol Grill.
Well, I don't know.
You
Few
wouldn't,
times.
You wouldn't do the Humpty dance at
I go
Tandy's,
way back.
would you?
I go way back to the what was the place in Concord in the early '90s? It was the Concord Music Hall.
Music hall. Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this place was like Studio 54.
Right.
It was outrageous.
I used to see the People's Mayor, Glenn R.J. Willett, there.
I don't know if you did. I don't know if you did.
Red shag carpet. That's one my
Yeah.
vague remember of that.
Yeah.
Of that
In a
place.
barn.
Yeah.
In the barn.
Yeah.
Like it was a fantastic place to meet women in the early '90s.
Believe it or not, I don't think I ever went in there. I don't think I'd ever once been in. Like, I can picture it from the outside. Like, I think I remember dropping people off or picking people up from there, but never actually going in. I forgot it even existed.
We've been yarded out of there a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever play there? Because they had live music, right?
Not when it was the music hall, and
Oh.
it changed to, what was the name?
Tandy's.
No, not Tandy's.
That's good.
Shenanigans. We actually
Oh,
played.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What was the place that opened up that kind of took the business away from the Concord Music Hall and it opened up on Main Street in like 1991? It was like,
It was the same owner,
okay.
and what was the name of?
It was a big place for about 2 years until dance clubs from the 80s, early 90s
Yeah.
kind of died out because the music was changing.
Champions. Was the name
That's
of it.
exactly
I
right.
remember
Yeah.
Champions.
Very
Yeah.
good, Stacy. Very good.
The only place that I was barred for life from
At Champions.
at Champions.
Really?
Yes.
You still can't go there.
I obviously not. No. If you go there, it's bouncer mentality. They used to
Yeah.
wear referees' shirts.
Right.
And they all used to have little ear things, so they could communicate with one another.
They were high tech.
One day,
Well, because it was multiple floors, right? If I remember correctly.
3 floors.
Three
yeah.
floors.
Yeah.
Right.
And I used to ride four-wheelers a lot, and one day the light bulb went off. I was at Radio Shack and saw two-way communicators. A buddy and I, when we used to ride, instead of yelling at each other through our helmets, we can talk wirelessly to one. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
We went riding one day, thought it was the greatest thing. So that following night, we got back to his place, and all of our friends were there waiting for us. We're going to Champions. We went to Champions. I'm condensing the story anyway. And then I realized that we got shoved in a booth and said, we still had our riding gear on it. And I was like, oh, I still have my wireless thing in my pocket. So I picked it up. It was the same thing.
Oh.
Really?
So now.
Same frequency, you mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I could now F or screw with all the bouncers.
Oh, my God.
And,
That's fun.
And you should have heard what they were saying. And so, I mean, you have to understand sometimes bouncer mentality. These guys they must watch or beat off to Roadhouse before they go to work.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's how it seems. And so now I have the power. Now, 12:30, when everyone's lit and they got the slow dance going on, I went on. I said, "Fight on the dance floor! Fight on the dance floor! I need help." You should have saw everyone. Everyone could dance from that.
Really?
And they were running through the crowd trying to. And all those people that are dancing.
Who said that?
And they said
wow.
they're going around back. He's ground back. Grab him! And they're over. So for like 5 minutes, I had these bouncers running around the place, and then it just got silent. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm done. So I put it in my pocket. I didn't realize that when I put it in my pocket, I was still live.
Oh.
So anyone at the table that was talking,
Right.
you could see. So eventually, some people migrated over to us, and then a whole herd of these people, the bouncers came over and told that this whole table had to leave. And so we left in the group, and they never really could figure out who had it.
Yeah.
Until I got down the stairs and bolted to the door. Mind you, I was probably about 21. And
Yeah.
I was
Right.
a
That's
punk
about the early 90s, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And
Wow. Champions.
So I think like 2 months later, I tried to get back in. They said, no, you're never coming back in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I can see why they'd remember you. I mean, because that's,
pretty memorable.
How often do you hear about something like that happening?
It's a worthy reason for not being allowed back.
Yes,
I would
yes.
think, but it's worth it, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can understand.
Except when all your buddies want to go there one night. Oh, sorry,
Right,
guys,
right.
I can't make it.
It never
Yeah.
would have happened, guys. Sorry for the long story, but it.
No, that's a great story, and I mean, how could you resist the temptation to? I mean,
When you're 21, boy, that seems like a good idea.
Well, even now, I mean, how could you? Because that's such a unique situation. How could you possibly not do something?
It took them that long. Actually, my first test to see if it actually worked, they had a bouncer by the bathroom, and I actually said, "Girl going into the bathroom. I think she's got a beer." And the guy was.
Oh no!
Wow! And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
Wow! Yeah. Oh, geez. Now that place didn't last, from what I remember, right? Because there was too many fights or something. I don't think Champions lasted very long.
A lot of trouble came out of there.
Yeah,
It was, eventually, anybody with that type of reputation is gonna.
You caught on fire.
Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's amazing because, again, those kind of clubs were dying out at the time, too, because we had a few here in Manchester. We had, like, City Limits. We had Decadence.
Decadence? Yes, I remember.
Right. And it's all very similar places.
There's a lot of places that have come and gone in Manchester, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like dance clubs.
Yeah.
And, like I said, the 90s kind of changed right around 92. Started, a lot more grunge music, a lot more bands coming out and playing.
Well, Decadence also had the Casbah on the other side, which was
That's right.
The Hard Rock Club.
The Casbah. Oh yeah, I rock the Casbah.
and
Sharif don't like it.
Champions on the other side of the street. They had the Endicott Hotel, which is basically a bunch of people up top.
Yep.
At the end of the night, it just so happens at the time, the drummer for the Pleasant Street Mafia used to rent up at the top, and they used to take water balloons and throw them at the crowd while they were leaving.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. Well, again, it's one of those things. If you have the opportunity, why wouldn't you? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they wonder why we all found each other. You know?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and here you guys are today.
I know, the Island of Misfits.
Where does the I actually remember the answer you guys gave me the last time I interviewed you, like 4 years ago. But so we'll see if it matches it to what I remember. Where does the name Pleasant Street Mafia come from?
Pleasant Street.
Concord, New Hampshire.
Literally.
Yep.
Wow.
Not
Which
the
is
extension.
Exactly.
Not the extension. That's an important distinction.
Yep.
Is a quarter mile from all these clubs we just talked about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's where we basically formed. That's where we lived.
You grew up there?
Yeah, we walked out the door onto the street, and this is what we dealt with every day.
Right.
So we decided, a lot of it is actually based on, sadly enough, truth.
The actual mafia.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the songs.
Oh, because I was going to
things
say,
we
I got
lived.
that
Yeah.
Facebook message from Joe where he said, "It's a nice radio show you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it."
Right.
And I wasn't sure how to take that.
You guys are paid, right?
Well, that's funny that you say that.
We paid the.
Yeah, we love doing this so much.
We paid Vinny.
Right.
We're all set.
And we also have a Pleasant Street here in Manchester, but I believe, not to this day, we do not have a mafia there.
No.
That we know of. Well, there's no such thing as the
We
mafia.
haven't branched that far yet.
Right.
But I believe there's a little bit of Pleasant Street in every town.
In all of us.
Wow. Yes.
Something for everyone.
Right.
No, that's great that you named the band. It's so organic as far as, like you said, you grew up there, and this is years later now, and you guys are still all still buds, all still together, and that's amazing.
Now, the song "Pistol Whipped" itself at the Capitol Grill was a true story that happened to some people. One guy that we nicknamed Carved Up Ken. No guy gets carved up like this and made it to the front page in Concord, New Hampshire.
Wow.
And then
Without a good reason.
Exactly. So him and his concrete buddies were at the Capitol Grill one time, and then a couple suits came in, and with their wives, and I guess these guys have been there all day, and they started tooling on these guys, and then started calling. I know it's radio, but I'm not going to say it, the C word.
The C word,
Right.
And so when they left, these suits followed them, pistol whipped them in the alley.
Wow.
And it just happened to be that they're U.S. Marshals.
Wow.
So
Crack their skulls.
yeah.
Wow.
Go figure.
Go figure. So you don't usually call marshals' wives C words, and
It's a teachable moment, I think,
Yes.
is what they call that. Yes.
So they called. So the marshals called. Hey, local Concord police, pick up an aisle 4.
Wow.
Right. Wow.
Clean
No
up.
kidding.
Or whatever. Yeah. So we caught wind of that and heard of that. So song.
It is a great song. It is a great song. Now, the lineup, is the lineup the same as it's always been? Or actually, because if I remember correctly, isn't it kind of a loose collective anyway?
It always has been. It's varied as the years go on. We've used different people.
Yeah.
We brought in different people. They've done great. The sessions were just totally awesome. Everybody connects.
Yeah.
And, the gang vocals, we all just have a great time together. The creative process is, wow.
Yeah.
It's really neat to see it form.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I had to play drums on one of the tracks. Which actually you didn't get, but on the newest disc, Pittsfield, I had to play Uncle Wilfred's Magic Hanky, and I can do a Rolling Stones 4 on the Floor.
Yeah.
That was so. When I listen back, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a drummer, but we needed one at the time. But I play bass. Stacy plays guitar. I think I did one rhythm guitar track, and then everyone else is still there when we call them, because him and I in the same room just working at it, such as anyone who's tuning in that is a musician, and you too, being a bass player, former bass player.
Good memory. Yes.
All right. And but it's you have to be there, and then it just builds.
Yeah.
And we're still here today. And yeah.
And who's singing? Is that you singing?
On which
Pistol
that
Whip?
would be
no,
bad.
I wish. That's Ben Cooper.
Okay.
He
Love his voice.
yeah.
He was the lead singer in our band our side, other band other than the Pleasant Street Mafia, and he did a lot of work for us. And
Oh.
he's always spot on.
What was the other
Perfect.
band?
Schrodinger's Cat.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I like his voice a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he. You know how like some people they can sing and stuff like that, but some people are just born with a timbre
Yeah.
that you really want to listen to,
Right.
Or just like that, he's a really good singer. Other people have to work at it. So do I.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I found out doing harmony works better for me than being a lead vocalist.
Yeah.
I get by, no one throws anything at me. I'm okay.
Honestly,
All right.
I'm the same way. Like I can sing harmony pretty well. I can find the octave and do what I got to do and follow along. But on my own, I get lost.
Let's all sing a little Simon and Garfunkel right now.
What do you want to sing?
Can we harmonize right now on
Yeah.
the radio?
Yeah. What do you want to? Yeah, but we got to.
Do you
can
guys
try.
know any Simon and Garfunkel songs?
How about the
Sounds of
Sound of Silence?
The Sound of Silence.
Silence.
What part of it do you want to do? Just the part where they say the sound? Because I can't remember any of the other words.
I'm actually sorry I even said it now.
I think it's a great idea. I like this. I like the spontaneity, and who else?
Hello.
But,
All right.
but if we have to do it, we have to do it with overbites.
Oh, hello. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again.
It's very hard to do.
Okay, I feel good about it now.
Yeah, an overbite or an underbite?
Well, an underbite would be harder, Matt.
And the people on video want to listen to this. I see you.
Right.
Yes. Wow.
It's a very entertaining
very dark
idea.
in that world, right?
Maybe the Pleasant Street Mafia should cover a little more Simon and Garfunkel.
A little more?
Let me ask you guys. Speaking of music and all that, what were some of your influences? Growing up in the Pleasant Street neighborhood in Concord.
Okay, well, we delve from a lot of different things. There's the hard rock image. There's the wackiness of Frank Zappa, obviously.
Sure.
There's
Yeah.
just a lot of different things that seemed to all gel together and made us a different sound.
Yeah.
Right. Now, were you listening to stuff like, that was just out at the time, all different bands, like you said, the heavy metal of the time?
Yep. Well, we all played in cover bands.
Okay.
So we've done all the classics to death.
Yeah.
Right.
Every weekend again. So
Right.
it was actually pretty decent to have fun with this stuff.
Yeah.
Now we can take it and twist it and do what we want with it.
Right, make it your own and-
yeah, put our own little flavor on it, and all of a sudden we're the Pleasant Street Mafia.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about who writes the songs? Is it a group
Well,
effort?
no,
That's
Barry Manilow, Matt. Barry Manilow writes
That's
the,
true. He writes the songs the whole world sings.
Well, it's funny you mention that because basically the major creative force is really with Stacy and I.
Yeah.
And it all starts with the idea or something one of us will hear. Prime example, last night while we were previewing the newest disc, Pittsfield, as I plug that. Thank you, plug.
Yes.
So anyway, as I'm going, well, what are we going to do after this? I said, we should do a Christmas song.
A gift to the fans.
Exactly. Just one song, a single. So we said, what was it? Don't send me drugs for Christmas. I can't live by a school no more. The last time didn't end easy. So don't send me drugs no more.
It's a different take on
Yeah,
a Yule time.
you know.
Make you feel good type of thing.
And it also, frankly, sounds like
Because I was thinking, who doesn't want drugs for Christmas?
Christmas. Well, no, you don't, because if you can't live by a school,
Right.
it
Ain't doing
also
too good.
it sounds like another teachable moment.
These are lessons in life.
Yes.
We've
Yes.
all learned the hard way.
That's right. Yes.
We've got to get that message out there.
That's true. Well, there comes a time when we heed a certain call.
What's that from? What is that from?
It rings a bell, though, doesn't
There
it?
comes a time. Is that We Are the World? Is that We Are the World? There comes a time when we heed. Why don't you guys cover that?
Right.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
If we could do maybe some more beneficiary work.
Right.
We
There's
really,
a lot of that because there's
yeah.
a lot. I mean, there's some major star power in that song.
Yes, there is. Yes.
Are we more geared maybe for Farm Aid or?
Is Farm Aid,
Right.
maybe a lot full of losers or whatever they call it.
is Farm Aid still a thing? Do they still
Yes,
do
they
that?
do.
I thought maybe the farms were all set.
No,
No?
they,
Okay.
sadly,
No.
they still have to have it but they still do. Yep.
And
Okay.
John Cougar Mellencamp is usually there, along with our Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson, yeah. Well, if it keeps our food prices down, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. No. I like eating as much as the next
Yeah.
person.
I don't think We Are the World ever kept our food prices down. I mean, for Africa maybe, but not for us,
Yeah,
right?
I think our food prices went up.
Our food prices did go up because of that, because they had to feed all the musicians that day to record "We Are the World," except for Prince,
Who
He
didn't show up?
He didn't show up. Yes, he thought it was a terrible song.
And Waylon Jennings walked out on that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was there because he was going to do it with Willie. Someone in that group suggested that they sing it in Swahili. And Waylon was like, "No, we are Americans." He was like, "F this," and he left.
Really?
Yeah, he is. I can't say to blame him. I don't really feel the need to sing a song in Swahili.
But wouldn't whoever have said that theoretically have been kidding?
It was probably Willie Nelson.
Because why?
And he was so high.
Right.
Willie Nelson
when
was
did
so
you get-
high that he said that as a joke to Waylon Jennings.
Right.
And Waylon Jennings got upset and left.
Yeah.
Let's get into this Nigerian thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got to think of the international market.
Oh,
Right. Well, that's true. Yeah. Waylon was probably like, I wrote the theme song to Dukes of Hazzard. How dare you besmirch me in this way? I'm out of here.
I'd like to hear that in Swahili.
Dukes of Hazzard?
And there's no Swahili. I don't believe there's any Swahili in We Are the World.
I tell you, if
Yeah,
you
right,
Google,
yeah.
you ought to Google that, like the lyrics for the Dukes of Hazzard theme was and translated to Swahili.
Oh, I know.
And see what that looks like.
I can tell you.
Oh, that would be great.
I can tell you the lyrics in English. They were just some good old boys, never meaning no harm.
We got that right there.
Beats all you never saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. I think if you play "We Are the World" backward, it's in Swahili, and that's probably what
No,
Waylon.
if you play
what-
We Are the World
Playing it
backwards, it plays the Dukes of Hazzard theme song.
Oh, that would be awesome. How could Waylon be mad about that?
Right.
He couldn't be.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, speaking of playing music backwards, have you guys ever played like country backwards? They say you get your dog, your cat, and all that stuff back. You play rock and roll backwards. You get the devil and all that stuff. But did you answer me this, guys? What do you get when you play new age music backwards?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
New age music.
Pretty much, right.
Doesn't matter which way you play it, forward or backward, it sounds the same. Tell that to Yanni.
Right. Well, I wouldn't.
See, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't play it the forward way. So why would I play it the back
You
way?
never know.
Right,
All of a
yes.
sudden-
You know, unless you're listening to George Winston's December.
Yes.
And that's the only biggest album he ever had. That's true.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Yanni and I aren't on
Yanni.
speaking terms.
Or a Mannheim Steamroller Christmas.
Oh God. Oh, I hate that stuff.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, no, wrong group. I was thinking the Manhattan Transfer.
Oh,
All right, never
well, I don't
mind.
like that either. Now, what is this? So you brought this is not the new disc, obviously,
No,
Pittsfield. This is
that's a present to you guys.
very nice. A Matter of Sexual Survival. I love the cover. Now, who is the gentleman with the handlebar mustache on the cover? Oh, and he's on the back too.
Yep, that is our poster boy. That's Turk. Sadly, he has left us. We have lost a couple of members. Some were court ordered. Some were Lord ordered.
Right.
This man is dead. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah, unfortunately,
Wow.
KT called it a day, and
Oh.
he's not with us. But he is
But
on
we had
all the
enough-
album covers.
Yeah.
right. Wow. Okay. So,
He's gone, but not forgotten.
yeah,
More
yeah.
importantly.
Oh, wow. And then, so Pittsfield, when does that come out?
Oh, we're right on the verge of it because now it's just listening to it in your vehicle for little minute details.
Yeah.
But that album was started X number of years ago. It took us this long to finish it. Why? Because we lost a rehearsal spot.
Oh.
Found another one. Tried to build back up again, and then we got kicked out of the first place by some toothless dude. Anyway, which he is referenced on the Pittsfield album.
He was
Yeah.
a bouncer at Champions.
Yeah, probably, yeah, or the dad of. And then now the place that we had to leave because they have a new restaurant there.
Oh.
It's I don't know if you cats have heard about. Is it Chuck's Barbershop? It's in Eagle Square.
It's a
in Concord.
speakeasy.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a neat little.
Sure.
I haven't been through there in a while.
So we used to rehearse in this old restaurant, and then the guy wanted to, but he was cool. He gave us some time, and then we were like, no place to play. except for his apartment with his wife in a room. And
it's typical trials and tribulations.
How'd that go,
through.
guys?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh, it didn't. It sounds like you know.
Well, we managed to keep a creative process flowing.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
we did in this time that we were down. And then finally we did get a room at our old spot.
Believe it or not.
Oh,
and
wow.
we started working there again.
Oh,
And
good.
That's good.
And the old landlord sold the building.
Yeah.
And as soon as he was gone, boom, we were in. And this guy, Mike, he says, yeah, you want your old place back for a while? Yes, we do.
Wow. No kidding.
And in one of the, I don't want to say this was the catalyst behind it, but, you know, after a while you lose interest. But then when KT, Turk, Kevin, when he died, you know, let's finish this disc for him because he knew about it and he knows about it. And so we, it was the push to finish the disc.
yeah.
We called everybody, got everybody together, and everybody's more than happy to do it. Couldn't wait to see us up and running again.
Yeah.
That's the bottom
that's
line.
cool. That's cool.
May I ask why the title Pittsfield? Pittsfield is Pittsfield, but just kind of curious. Is it
Is there a Pleasant Street there?
No.
There ain't nothing pleasant about Pittsfield.
I was going to say I've never heard anything. I've never heard anything pleasant about Pittsfield.
Originally it was going to be called back to Pittsfield was originally what it was going to call, but
Explosion of Slut.
Explosion of Slut was
which screams Pittsfield?
it's true.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Are any of the songs that you sent me?
Pittsfield.
No.
What?
No, I'm just saying Pittsfield. 'Cause
Oh.
It's a weird way to. It sounds weird.
It does. Yeah.
Like, who wants to live in Pittsfield?
Right.
Yeah.
Are any of these songs from the new album, or are these?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Pistol Whipped was.
Pistol Whipped is from Pittsfield.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's play another one. I'll let you guys pick because Joe, you know what you sent me, right?
Let's see if I will do that. Play a song called "Blend In." This was actually Tom Conroy and his wife. They took a trip to the South.
The Carolinas.
Yeah, and they went to some church, and they were in this
They
church.
weren't warmly welcomed
Yeah.
as Yankees.
They had like stained glass in this church of like Yankees blowing up a corner of the building with yellow stripes down the back.
wow.
And he told his wife, y'all and drawl if you can.
Yeah.
So and he wanted to sing the song, and so
I feel like this is another teachable moment, a cautionary tale.
well, the Dukes of Hazzard didn't do wonders for the Southern culture. I mean, we all.
Careful, Waylon is still alive, I think, right? Is Waylon still
I think
alive?
he's gone.
He is gone.
I
Oh.
think he recently has left us.
Waylon's in there.
Oh, so
Waylon's mentioned in the song.
Is he? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
A heavy influence.
And actually, for a musical term, when you listen to the verses in this song, you'll find that the snare is on 1 and 3, which is the opposite of what every rock song is.
Yes.
Pretty much most in the world. So I can say I've never heard a song that with the snare starts on 1 and 3.
Oh,
then
very
it turns
good.
into regular 4/4. So there is some credit. This is where the Zappa comes in. There is some musical credit behind this, where it's not all hack.
Yeah.
But it's what we could do at the time, literally in a room a quarter of the size of this.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's take a listen. So this is now, according to the title you sent me, it's actually Blend In Y'all.
You said it.
All right. We just want to make sure we get the y'all. Okay, well, it's fun to say y'all.
All right, it is.
Right? Because we don't get to, us Yankees, we don't get to say it very often. So, all right, here it is.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah. I'm going to work that in. I'm going to do that
Oh my God.
regularly on the show, I think, just because it'll confuse people. All right. So here it is, Blend In Y'all by the Pleasant Street Mafia.
Damn it, Tuggy Bear, selling fucking weed to the kids again. At the grand rally in the center of town, and the sheep, the wizard laid his prophecy down to a brown-toothed crowd wearing white linen rags, spitting out, chewing, waving rebel flags. Blend in, blend in. If they knew that we was Yankees, the shit would hit the fan. Blend in, and don't come back again, yo. Now there ain't no branches on the family tree. honeysuckle vine. Well, it ain't from Pittsfield and it never did time. Chuck Berry's got motors across the state line. Oh, Nam couldn't help cause he was getting late. Mine's in the alley having trouble with a spade. We got some southern fags waving rebel flags. But there ain't no equal rights on the streets tonight. So blend in, so blend in. No, I don't like Prince and I don't say ma'am. Blend in, I'm blending in. A hooker or a preacher couldn't help me right now. Blend in, you gotta blend in. I can't get laid and I can't get saved. Blend in, I'm blending in. And don't come back again, yo. Damn it, Tuggy Bear, selling fucking weed to the kids again. You see that flag? Your rebel flag. Here's what it's for. Because you lost, yeah, you lost the Civil War.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. And here is more of our conversation, Peter White and I talking with the guys from the Pleasant Street Mafia. Now, do you guys do you play out much, or what? Or is it more of a studio thing, or
Right now we're studio thing, and we've been attempted parties, and we've done jams, and we've all got together and had a good time. But we've really concentrated on trying to get this record wound up.
yeah,
And next is our Christmas song, and we're we're just going to keep going,
yeah,
keep plugging. We've been through basically hell and back with everything that's gone on, and hey, we're still here.
yeah,
So that's the most important thing.
yeah,
We just keep creating.
absolutely, yeah,
The one place on Main Street that we have, there's a two floor place, but downstairs they've gone through different management since the last time I've talked with you, and we had since then we had done maybe one show down there. They don't even have a name. It's just like the downstairs to the Barley House.
Oh, okay.
It's so we played down there before.
yeah,
But as I believe we said in the last interview, like trying to get us all together is hurting cats.
yeah,
But when we do, we all have our homework done, and it's good refresher as any musician who's listening out there.
Well, we go in knowing what
Yeah.
we want.
yeah,
Basically, is the way to do it. Well, anybody that's in the studio knows that.
Yeah,
We're not gonna,
yeah.
Go in blindsided. We know what we want, and we know who we want to do it.
right. Where do you guys record?
Pleasant Street.
Pleasant Street,
Of course.
Literally. No, sir, we're not kidding. It's on Pleasant Street.
No,
Yeah.
I believe it.
There's a rehearsal spot that's in the cellar.
It was our old spot.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
now
okay.
we happen to get to roam out back for a little bit. Thank God.
Oh.
Hats off to Mike Crane. He's done a great job with us.
Yep.
Everything's
Schrodinger's
Whoa.
Cat was on one side of the room. The band I'm in, the Fuzzbox, was on the other side of the room,
Yeah.
in between the pool table, which
I
was
missed
great.
the pool table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a quarantined smoking room, and that's where we recorded. We finished 90% of the tracks was in that little smoking room area. Got loud a few times, but
Yeah.
a lot of
It's the
vocal work.
Smoking
Yeah.
whatever you want room.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
Yeah, the place had a half bathroom, a kitchen, and a couch that if it had a talk, we'd have to shoot it.
Right.
For the ladies we invited down. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, very good.
Where was this place when I was 21? And
Right. Exactly. Yes.
I'm thankful to have the time that I spent there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all are. Very good years. It was
Yeah.
really great to go back to the same spot
Yeah.
years later. It was kind of nostalgic, I'd like to say, in the same breath.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Who's my old desk?
Right.
Nostalgic, but the place still smelt the same,
Yes,
and
it
it
does.
it still felt we were home doing it. After a week, we were like, we're back home.
Yep.
It all came together.
Same
Yeah.
funk.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
walk in the door, it was.
So are you guys like totally self-produced? You do everything yourselves? All the engineering and producing and everything? Yeah.
Joe handles most of that end.
Yep.
Yep. Stacy is better with words than I am. I could spit out something and he will refine it.
Yeah.
And like I said in the last interview, I always remember this because it's actually, we took the interview, thank you, from the last time that we were together.
Yeah.
It was the last thing when we did Black Market Sperm reissue. We reissued that disc.
Yeah.
And we used that as the last thing. So people would kind of hear some people talking and understand where we were at. Versus some people might think that it was funny, vulgar, or we were just scratching at the surface of being whatever you want to call it. But once they actually heard us talk about it, they were going like, well, it got smoothed over and we're not what people perceived us to be.
Right, right.
Because we talk about things that most bands won't. Or if they do, they're in a hardcore band and they're yelling and
We're
screaming.
not afraid to tackle the tough issues.
We're not.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, when you have an album with the title Black Market Sperm, people expect the unexpected.
I didn't know there was such a thing. Right. All I did was get a phone call from Pleasant Street. I went down to like past the old Champions, local bar. I walk in and the woman named Susan, she goes, "Are you Joe?" I go, "Yeah." The beer rep is here. Here, have a beer, and I'll be right back. All right. So I kind of turned around, huge TV screen, and either it was 60 Minutes, some info show. I just have him turn around and big bold-faced letters come on. Black Market Sperm. And I'm going with my beer. There's such a thing.
Right.
And so in the course of...
It's a growing problem, Matt.
Yeah, no,
obviously.
I believe it. Sticky situation.
Let's hope it doesn't become an epidemic.
Yes, exactly.
As I'm watching this, they had a dramatization of two women in business suits walking past one another, and they hand off a chrome briefcase. So I went back and told the guys after I got out of the interview, and I said, "I got the name of the disc. You're gonna love it." And they were like, and then all of a sudden, yeah. Because no one does that.
Right.
So we took Turk. We went on Pleasant Street, across the street, in an alleyway. I was lying on my back in October, because it was freezing. He's got a Budweiser bottle in his hand, and he's got a chrome briefcase, and he's looking like he's going to make a break. He's avoiding the car.
Awesome.
Wow.
There you go.
It's grade A fancy.
Yes.
We got grade A fancy. That's right.
That's fantastic. So how many albums do you have total?
This will be the fourth.
This will be the fourth.
Yep. We're due for a greatest hits.
Yes.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely.
But these, keep the songs coming.
Yeah, we only did one.
No pun intended.
No, that's fine. we only that album to me, the Black Market Sperm, for me was each song was its own epidemic. It was just epic. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The album that you have, Matter of Sexual Survival, the whole album makes a statement. I don't think one song by itself really stands out, but everything at the time was loads of fun. Actually, I think that's Stacy's favorite disc.
Well,
Really?
It's had to name a favorite. I mean, we go through stages.
Well, they were all different times of your life, too. I always say music is a soundtrack of life, whether you're just listening to it on the radio, your favorite, CD or whatever. But you guys are making music, and it brings you back to what was going on in your life the exact time you were making that music.
We all had matters of sexual survival, and
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes you deal with black market sperm.
Stace, tell them what.
I don't know about that second part that we all deal with that necessarily.
Tell them about. You guys gonna like this? Tell them about how they came across the matter of sexual survival. The name of the.
Well, actually, it was Turk, our poster boy.
Yeah.
His girlfriend had finally gotten out.
Higher education.
Yeah.
Bad girl camp.
And a friend of mine, we were hanging out with him.
That's
and
a camp.
He had to ask her, this is like the day she got out of her incarceration, So, what do you girls do up there for sex? And she turned and looked at him and said, "You don't even think about it. It's just a matter of sexual survival."
Wow.
So,
right.
It looked like she'd been eating well.
That's serious.
Oh my.
That's serious business.
Oh my.
Well, She could do more pull-ups than anyone in this room.
Wow.
Okay.
Bad girl school. Who doesn't want to go there?
Yes, there's got to be a band somewhere with that name, Bad Girl
Oh, I'm
School.
sure.
There's got to be, right? Like an 80s hair band
Girl
style
School
thing.
was an 80s handband.
Hairband.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I remember the song "Girl School" by Brittany Fox.
Brittany Fox. That's what I'm thinking of.
Girl
Yes.
School, my baby broke
Not gonna
all
lie,
the rules.
guys. Not gonna lie. I've within the past year, I've seen Brittany Fox.
Have you?
I have.
Really?
I went. You know what? We went down to Foxwoods, and someone's got us tickets to this like old, bunch of old bands and stuff, and she was there, right? And there was another band there. There was 3 of them. Brittany, do we say Brittany Fox?
Yeah.
Okay, Brittany Fox.
Are you thinking Samantha Fox?
No.
Oh, all right.
No,
You know the difference.
I know the difference.
Just checking.
All right. No, it was Brittany Fox. It was who sings "Turn Up the Radio"?
Autograph. Yep.
And another girl group, another all girl. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Vixen?
No,
Vixen.
Vixen was there, and also Slaughter.
Oh, okay.
Featuring Mark Slaughter.
I've seen Slaughter
Sounds
a few
about
times.
right.
Yeah. So did Autograph? Did they still have their golden locks?
No,
Because that was their gimmick. If you remember, they were all blonde.
Oh,
and
really?
they all had the blonde curly hair.
I don't even think I made it through the show. I just it was that
Wow.
Yeah.
You were that indifferent.
My man,
I have a hard time sitting still.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. Just because the 80s was that doesn't mean it was all good.
Right.
Right.
I think every generation has that as far as when it comes for music.
Yeah.
But as we all know, VH1 and all these other shows have just informed us, yes, when something becomes popular, there is this wave of garbage or whatever
Sure.
or good follows it.
It
And
becomes a
everyone's
conveyor
copycat.
belt. Yeah.
And
Hey, give you credit. They can make a living off
yeah.
of this.
Oh, yeah.
Still
Yeah.
to
Oh,
this
yeah.
day.
Well, I think
So-
that's what any musician wants to do. If you can actually not have a regular job and you
Right.
can work on your music and play out and make enough money to sustain, a nice lifestyle. I mean,
I think you should. I think at some point, by the way, if I could make a suggestion, you should reissue maybe Black Market Sperm at some point, like a remastered version called Black Market Sperm Y'all.
it's
Something to
funny
think about.
Well, we already have reissued and remastered it.
Yeah, but you could do it like again or something. I'm a marketing guy.
All
I'm
right.
just I got ideas.
No.
Right.
It all starts with the idea. Very good.
Yes. It all starts in our minds. Well, let's play another track. What do you guys want to play next?
Let's do an older one from from A Matter of Sexual Survival. This First at the Trough. Should we tell you what this song was about?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, we do have a really good story behind it.
I like the stories.
We can
I
leave
like the
that part
stories.
out.
I like the stories behind the song.
Yeah, you just if you can keep it.
Stace,
'Cause-
I'll let you do the short version. of it.
This is
He does it
behind
better.
the music with Pleasant Street Mafia.
Because as it
Each
is,
song has a story.
as it is, we had to have an edited version of the track. So we just want to be very careful with the story behind the track. But yes, go ahead.
I will just say that, some couples after weddings,
Stacy, you are fantastic, man.
they really loosen up and
I've never been married. I don't know about how this works.
Now wait, go back. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's take this back. So you're at a wedding.
Okay, and after the reception comes the after party, and I was there with another couple that I know, and we were all in my apartment, and we, things got pretty loose, and
This chick pulled down her pants and said, "One of you guys."
yeah,
Wow. All right.
And I had left.
Our
I
main
missed
guy.
That girl belongs in bad girl school.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, was the reception at Champions? How did,
No.
it was right up the street. Though.
Okay. All right.
One of the guys in the band
headed south.
headed south.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure,
and,
yep.
I went from playing guitar to what the?
Yeah.
It was,
I didn't know it was going to be that kind of party.
I had taken off, and I missed this because I had a chick waiting for me.
Yeah.
And then the next time I see Stace, and he's going,
wow.
I go, "What the hell's wrong with you, man?" You know,
No kidding.
What's up?
It's
I like being in a band.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Call it a perk.
So I made the chorus to it jokingly, and then it stuck.
Yeah.
And then Benny, who actually sang Pistol Whipped, also sings this song.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep, that's his voice also.
All right. Is the song first at the trough or first in the trough?
First at the trough.
Because I noticed it, but it sounds like he's saying in the lyrics. I hate to be I hate to nitpick.
It's rock and roll, man.
But it sounds like he's saying, I could swear he's saying in. I'm very OCD about these matters. Well, here we'll listen to it. Yeah, either one works.
When we do it live, I'm just playing. I got G holding down G and C, man.
And would you consider this a teachable moment? The lyrics to this?
A moment caught in
Well,
time.
if you're at a wedding and you're at a pretty raucous reception, I would say yeah.
Yes.
A jumbo roll of paper towels.
Well, that is addressed in the song. I noticed that.
I was told that after anyway. Hand me the giant roll of paper towels over there.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, you are not the man.
Yeah, my couch.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's take a listen. This is first at the trough.
Hey, hand me the giant roll of paper towels over there. Oh, you are not the man.
I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. My taste run high off the hog. Ain't no way I'm gonna sleep with a dog. I like them tasty and top of the list. But one thing I found I can't resist was on a drunk, took a ride in a stank, and I fell into my first gang bang. And I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off, and it didn't taste like hot dog water. There I was with 5 other dudes and one skank all doped up on lewds, a dick in each hand and one in her mouth. So my job was to head on down south. Go on, buddy, just slip her the bone and leave the video camera at home. 'Cause I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And it didn't taste like hot dog water. Oh, baby, just lay on down. Let a hungry man have a round. Lapping up that taste so sweet. Go ahead, flip her over and give her some meat.
I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off.
And it didn't taste like hot dog water.
I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. I was first at the trough when her pants came off. And if you gentlemen don't mind, they call me T-Mac.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on the ending there with. I forgot. You guys bookend all your tracks with some dialogue.
Well, the thing is, though, I always find like little things of that is where I get my Alice Cooper influence from, because when you listen to Alice Cooper with headphones, there's all this seasoning going on. Like later ZZ Top always had little things going. It's entertaining to listen to. Maybe you don't hear the stuff live, but you know it's a recording, so you're listening a little more solid, and that's entertaining. That's the Zappa and the Cooper part with us.
That particular track was a very much younger and naive Pleasant Street Mafia.
Ah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you got. Oh, Matt. Yeah,
You haven't been into any wedding receptions lately?
You never. There was the first album was called "Trouble at 6 South State."
Oh,
And
yeah.
we never released it. Well, there's CDs out there, but we never put it online or give. Stacy pointed out that we were a very young, naive PSM. There's some cool tracks on it,
Yeah.
but
Very rough.
Yeah.
it was
Raw,
rough. You're learning at the time. I think if we ever remix, but then you're treading over old ground. Just
Yep.
kind of leave things alone. But the one song on there was really cool, 100 Beer Weekend.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone can do 100 beer weekend, it's the equivalent of a 30 beer work night for some people, depending on what you're drinking.
Yeah. Wow.
Based on actual true experiences.
Yeah. So when your livers were young and naive.
Actually, that wasn't us. Who was that?
A friend of ours' uncle was famous for his 100 beer weekend.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Okay. And is he still alive?
Apparently so.
Wow,
Yeah,
good
okay.
for him.
Is it still going strong?
Hardest working liver in America.
Wow.
Last I saw him, he was in a kiddie pool full of Budweiser.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And it was the weekend.
He's
Yeah,
soaking
well.
in it.
Well, good. Good.
Marge, you're soaking in it.
Yes. Wow. Oh my. Well.
That's a whole other song.
Yeah.
You're soaking in it.
All right. So when does Pittsfield come out?
That's like I said, we're just fine tuning some stuff. The artwork's done.
Yeah.
Some people that can take forever in a Sunday. I'm looking about probably another two weeks to send off, and then however long it takes, probably maybe a week to get back. So I say within a month.
Yeah.
And we'll keep in touch because
Yeah.
there's going to be
Yeah.
a record release party.
Oh,
Yeah,
very cool.
We are going to have a listening party, and actually, if you guys want to come down and see what the old pit was, where we rehearsed and how we used to live.
Yeah, we'll meet at Tandy's.
We could.
I hate that place.
There's a room full of tar paper at that place.
Oh.
So, so if you, by all means, guys, love to have you guys come down and check
That's
it out.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah. Yeah. So where should people go online to keep up with everything you guys are doing?
On the Worldwide Waste of Time, you can obviously, you guys know of CD Baby, right?
Yes.
Okay, CD Baby. We are on Spotify.
Yes. Yes.
If you want to purchase stuff, obviously CD Baby, and I believe we're on iTunes also. There's the Black Market Sperm and A Matter of Sexual Survival are on there.
Oh, very good.
Unfortunately, not the wait. I take that back. The remastered version of Black Market Sperm is on the Worldwide Waste of Time. You'll get the original version of A Matter of Sexual Survival.
Oh, very good.
And a whole $1 per song. I actually would like to purchase a CD because I like to have stuff in my hands.
Sure.
But
Yes. Yes.
I understand convenience nowadays. Everyone wants it whenever.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
pull it. And actually, I think there's some YouTube stuff of us on there anyway. I think
Oh, cool.
one version of us live somewhere, but I didn't do that. That was on someone else. Someone caught us live somewhere and had their phone, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
We're big in New Zealand.
Are you really?
I kid you not. New Zealand and Australia, 2 balls in a sack. We have gotten like $9, and when we get $12, we are going to celebrate with a 12-pack of Budweiser.
As you should.
And
Well,
you
don't
know
have that other
something?
guy be around with you.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously,
What are we going to drink?
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
No, 2 balls in a sack, great tune, and it was actually about a pool shot that Stacy and Turk, our poster boy. If Turk was hot on the table, there was no stopping him.
Yeah.
He did this one shot. The ball landed up on the railing, rolled down the railing, got a ball, one of his in, and then went across and got his other one in.
Wow.
Is one of those amazing, this will never happen again. So he went 2 balls in a sack.
Wow.
There you go.
I think that handlebar mustache of his probably gave him the power.
I kid you not, though. that mustache worked with the ladies.
I believe it.
He did very well in the
He
clubs.
did.
I believe it.
And here, we like shave that thing off.
Hey, a lot of ladies love the
Now, do you have to
love
wake
the stash.
up? Do you have to when you twirl your mustache like that? Does it stay like that, or do you have to do that every morning?
Well, I don't think.
Actually, Matt, what about you? Did you ever grow the handlebars?
No, I never did.
Oh.
And it doesn't look like. I mean, judging from him, it doesn't look like he'd be able to twirl that, right? I mean, that was. It looks like it was close to the face.
Right.
Was he able to twirl?
I'd say that's more of a wild cowboy mustache.
Yeah.
Throwing a couple prison tattoos and you got him.
Okay.
To me, it almost looks like a Hulk Hogan mustache. A different color, obviously. Hogan's blonde, but
Right.
But again, that would explain why he was able to make that pool shot, because he would have had Hulkamania or something, or Turkomania, or whatever.
I usually at our shows we would set up a kissing booth for him.
Really? Wow.
And no joke.
Really?
It doesn't matter how many girls say no. It only takes one to say yes.
That's true. Wow.
It doesn't matter.
And the next thing you know, you're.
Well, it sounds like the parties you guys go to.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying yes.
Yeah. I got that impression as well.
Yes, that's right.
I got that vibe as well. Yeah.
Well, like I said, like in the last song, ain't no way I'm going to sleep with a dog.
Right. You just gotta bring paper towels and go to town, I guess. Wow.
I got to get to Concord.
Yeah, I know. I used to live there, and I'm realizing
Really?
now what I missed out on. It was a whole thing going on there.
Where'd you live, brother?
I lived on various places. I lived on Loudon Road. I never lived on Pleasant Street.
Yeah, we were always middle of town.
Yeah.
It was, like you said, cops always seem to have something to do.
Yeah.
In
you go.
that one section from Main Street to State Street.
Yeah.
That one little section of Pleasant
Yep.
was always lit up. I don't know what it is about that area. The one, I think everyone has a bullseye on that one traffic light post. There's a traffic light post that everyone seems to want to hit.
Oh,
And
really?
it's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone hit it again.
Yeah, it ain't never right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, though, what they've done. Have you been to Concord
Oh, the
lately?
rest-
I
Restoration.
I might have been.
What they've done to the downtown is incredible.
The downtown looks great.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Well, it's really great that they've done this for the homeless community, that they have nice park benches and things. down
Yes.
like that.
Right.
That's what we need here, right? Park
Well,
benches.
See, we used to have beautiful park benches here in this city, but then now we have a homeless problem. So when they put new benches in, they're either slanted, so you can't. They're not comfortable,
Right.
And they're made of metal,
Right.
They're just
Right.
not comfortable.
Someone's
It's not even a-
thinking.
It's not even a good place to sit.
Right. Right.
Had a night's sleep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the same concept as fast food restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King. They intentionally make their seats uncomfortable so you don't hang out there. You just, eat your Whopper and get going.
Right.
Yeah. The same idea. So,
Wow.
yeah. We've got a lot of homeless people around here.
Yeah, we just happened to meet a couple.
Meet a
on
couple
the way
on the
in.
way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. Only a couple?
And
Wow.
I did notice that there's no place for them to sit.
Right. Well, as Pete explained, I mean, that was an issue,
Scoop them up, get them out.
Scoop them up, get them out. That's right. That's right. But, all right, well, let's play this. This is I Said Hey.
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, tell us the story.
All right.
Is this a cautionary tale?
I think,
Well, we were at a party. You see.
well, no, actually, all of these songs do have. Yes, they're all caution.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you guys. Matt, you probably on this too, but my friend, obviously we all know the band Kiss.
Yep.
What was
My favorite band.
Oh, cool. Well, then you would know this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, what was Paul and Gene's first band before they started Kiss?
Oh, geez, I wouldn't know that.
Pete's not going to know that. He's not you like Kiss, right? But you're not enough of a fan that you would know that.
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Just wait for this Paul guy to call. He'll know.
He'll know.
He might.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Paul would know or
Paul
not.
loves Kiss. He
He
does.
likes Kiss.
No, I think he loves them.
You think he loves them and
I
just
think he
pretends
loves
like
Kiss.
you think he pretends not to love them just to bust my balls?
I don't know. I always thought he loved them so much. So when we used to play Kiss here on the radio, I would always have him. We have him pre-recorded introducing Kiss, and he sounds like he loves it.
I think Paul likes Kiss. I don't think
Right.
he loves Kiss.
Here's Kiss.
Is that's a great impression of him? You do the best Paul Cormier impression ever.
I don't.
Well, Matt, give it away. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, Wicked Lester.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that because I had been waiting for years to find this, and I finally got a bootleg copy of the Wicked Lester.
Oh yeah,
And I
know someone who has it. Yeah,
I brought it in to the pit where we all used to be on Pleasant Street, and I'm like, Stace, listen to this. Tell me who this is. And he's there. We're listening to the first cut, which sounds like a Tom Jones
Sounds
disc.
like Tom
yeah.
Jones to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not Tom Jones. But he goes, I go, yes, it sounds like 1971 New York City AM radio music.
yeah.
And he goes, wait a second, that's Paul Stanley.
Oh, you got it. Wow.
He did.
It took a while.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, because some of those songs are really like you would never know. Like, what's that song? We Want to Shout It Out Loud, and it sounds like a folk song or something. Like we want to shout it
That's
out
the one
loud.
Stephen Stills actually came into the studio during that part and helped him write that. It was a Stephen Stills thing.
Is that true?
Yep.
I never knew that.
Stephen Stills was somehow involved with that. If you dig in deeper, that particular song.
I didn't know that. Oh wow, that's interesting.
So let me ask you: do you know about Danish wine?
No.
Okay, because that's a Wicked Lester reference. We for some reason we were trying to find some Danish wine for the ladies.
Danish wine.
Danish wine. Paul Stanley sang it in one of the Wicked Lester tunes. So we were thinking,
I'll be damned.
maybe the Danish have something that we don't know about.
Ah.
So anyway, in the song "I Said Hey," during that one part, we actually have the rhythm to Street one day, 13th of May, Friday. Simple Type. We took part of that song to the song "Simple Type" by the Wicked Lester, and we turned it into "I Said Hey."
Oh.
We changed the key. And we also changed the chord arrangement. We played it backwards, but in the same
Wow.
rhythm.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to do a direct copy of that song. We just wanted to. We stole borrow, whatever you want. Like Gene Simmons said, you want to steal from the best. The song "I Love It Loud" is the same chord progression as the Who, "My Generation." So that's where he said he got that from. So I'm like, okay, well, I borrowed a Wicked Lester riff. Well, we did in this.
Yeah.
So, but there you go.
I'm impressed.
But as far as the lyrics, the woman who visited Bad Girl Camp. So I'm just gonna mention just the first verse because I don't want to get into too lengthy conversation. So the first verse, down at the market basket. She was on a tear, and she went and got a case of Budweiser, and she was obviously polluted and all hammered, so she got up to the counter, and the cashier was like, "No, I'm sorry, we can't sell that to you." Well, she had a fantastic fit and took the case of beer and threw it at the cash register. The cashier ran out of the place, screaming her head off. And then, the cops picked her up down the street.
A lengthy foot chase.
All right. And then she probably is up there maxing out her time.
So that's another teachable moment.
But
you can learn a lot of life lessons from Pleasant Street Mafia.
If you ask us about like one particular verse and one song, there is a story behind it, and that's the whole point. That's the beauty of it.
That's great.
Yes.
Oh, these sweet memories.
Yes. All right, well, let's take a listen. All right, so here it is. This is I Said Hey from Pleasant Street Mafia.
There was a frizzy hair psycho that tried to buy beer. Yeah, she was drunk, said the black eye cashier. The judge gave her 6 months, she disappeared. I said,
hey, you don't even think about it.
But she ain't maxing out till November. You girls gonna get some fresh meat.
I met her in rehab. Again? Don't I know you?
Getting out of control. Took in a trench coat, sales about the load.
me top that off for you.
There's plenty more where that came from, baby.
We've got grade A fancy.
Hey, Melissa Etheridge approves.
Hey, brother, it's your juice here.
Pipsqueaks, Kims, in all walks of life, doing the crystal meth diet plan. The jukebox hasn't changed in all of 10 years. The local computer is made again. Well, the Red Blazers got a bartender that swear to God she smile, her face would crack. Don't make 100 G's, you won't lick your ass.
Hey, your plate ain't lined with gold, bitch. And they don't know how to make a fucking drink.
I'll bet you wipe your ass with 20s.
Go shave your back, honey.
Well, the city music told us we can't park here. Well, isn't that too bad as we sat down our beer? Turk broke a bottle, said,
Hey, we're parking here.
Hey, fuck you, Meter Queen.
You got a fucking problem with it. So, you really want to write that ticket?
Just get back in your Jeep. Don't ya?
I used to have clothes like that. Then my mother got a job.
Don't ya?
Do your drink hang low. Do your drink hang low.
Do it touch the toilet water when you sit down on the board?
Drink
Don't ya?
low.
snap my fingers, I crack my fingers.
And we're laughing to the bank, cause this music really sucks. Milky, milky Cocoa Puff, right?
Yeah, the local bar's pumping a lot of vitamin B. Someone's credit card says we can't even sneeze. The gussied up hose would rather snort for breeze.
Yeah, girls, that's good for crystals.
Hey, Stacy, got a screwdriver?
Who the fuck are you?
The good city of Concord had to do what it did. Their overpriced beans and rice need immigration. But models can't get fucked with a parking situation.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.